So you're thinking of moving to Vail, Arizona, but you kind of want to know the good, the bad, and everything in between before you do? That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Today I'm going to go through the pros and cons of living in Vail, Arizona, so you'll want to stick around because we're going to get to it right now. So if you're new to this channel and you want to learn everything from A to Z about living in Tucson AZ, then click subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so you could be the first to know about the current market in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, I'm Jennifer Smith, and this is my husband.
Yes, I am.
Dustin Smith, and we've helped hundreds of people just like you move to
And from
Tucson, Arizona. So whether you're moving in 12 days or 12 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or an email, and let us help you make a smooth move to Tucson, Arizona. All right, so today we are out here at Saguaro National Park East to talk about the pros and cons of living in Vail, Arizona. So first off, I know we've mentioned this in other videos, but Vail is an unincorporated area just about 15 minutes southeast of Tucson, Arizona, and it's currently ranked as one of the top suburbs in Arizona to live. So let's talk about why. I would say the first pro is just kind of the small, friendly community vibe that you have out here. Vail is a more rural area, so you know, they have built it up quite a bit in terms of having shopping and dining within about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on where you are in Vail. You no longer have to travel 30 plus minutes for shopping and dining, so that's great, but you still have that small feel. Now, if you want to go you know, to like a mall or something like that, one of the cons is that you do have to drive a little bit further if you're looking for Costco, Home Depot. Some of your other major retailers are going to be about 30 plus minutes away. Jumping into pro number 2 is our award-winning school district. So we do have a lot of clients contact us, especially after doing their research, asking about moving to Vail for the school district. So you can check out niche.com, greatschools.org are some great resources if you want to learn more about the Vail School District. Currently there are 23 schools, which is pretty amazing, and there's just a lot of pride when it comes to the Vail School District. So it's definitely something that we wanted to cover. All right, so pro number 3 is, I would say, the outdoor activities. So Vail is a great place if you love the outdoors to live and play. We have a lot of hiking trails. Like I said, we're currently in Saguaro National Park East, and there's varying trails through here as far as levels of difficulty, paved, unpaved. We have throughout Vail different trails for side-by-sides and quads, horseback riding, golf. We have an awesome farmer's market on the weekends. Just Colossal Cave to check out. I mean, there's so many options. So I'd say the outdoor activities are pretty endless here. That leads us to pro number 4, the weather. The weather is the reason we have all these wonderful outdoor activities and makes them possible almost year-round. In Vail, we have on average 284 days of beautiful sunshine. The elevation out here is a little bit higher than Tucson, so on average, we're about 5 degrees cooler out here than Tucson. Occasionally, we do get snow, you know, that 1 to 2 inches per year. I think we actually average about 1 inch per year out here. So you don't need to break out those snow shovels, don't worry. Usually doesn't stick for more than a couple hours when we do get snow, but Vail is usually one of the first places near Tucson to see that snow. Now, if I'm going to talk about snow, I need to talk about our monsoon. So we do get hit a little bit harder out here in terms of rainfall, with the average being about 14 inches per year. And there are some areas, because it is more rural, where it does flood. So there are several roads in and out of Vail now, which we didn't have before, so that helps. But depending on what area you're in Vail, you could get stuck for a day or two when the washes really get running. So our monsoon season here generally runs about July to September. So that's pretty much the only times you'll have to worry about that. Pro number 5, the mountain views. So Vail is actually bordered by one of our 5 mountain ranges that border the Tucson Valley. Out here we have the Rincon Mountains, which are currently behind me, and as you can see, absolutely breathtaking. Most areas in Vail, you're going to have a stunning view of the Rincons. If you do decide to hike up there, you'll actually go through 3 different climate zones. So at the bottom, as you can see, I'm surrounded by it right now, is the desert terrain. And then what's pretty spectacular is as you get up to the top, it actually changes to a ponderosa pine forest. So up there, we'll actually see some black bears and some white-tailed deer because of the change in elevation up there and the pine trees. One of the last pros that I want to talk about is what you can get out in Vail in terms of property. So in Vail, there's a lot of acreage and homes on acreage. So we do still have a lot of communities that have more of your tract style homes on smaller lots, you know, ranging up to maybe half an acre that you can get. But we have a lot of properties, custom properties, semi-custom properties on acreage. You can buy land out here and you can build, which isn't something you can really do within the city limits anymore, because there's just not space for it. Everything in Tucson area is really filled in, and Vail, we still have a lot of land out here. So that is where they're doing a lot of building and where you can really create what you want out here if you can't find what you're looking for. All right, so before we jump over into cons, I'm gonna talk about something that some people would consider a con. I consider it a pro, so just depends on if you like wildlife or not. We do have a lot of wildlife, especially in the Vail area, and it's gonna range from scorpions, snakes, the occasional mountain lion. You'll see roadrunners, jackrabbits, frogs, bats, and bobcats. I mean, really just a range of wildlife out here. Don't forget about the pesky javelina. I guess those could be considered a con. They will get into your trash if you leave it out, knock it over, and make a huge mess. They will also get in and tear up your garden if you don't have it fenced off properly. So definitely something to watch out for. If you have little dogs and you're letting them outside, you'll probably want to keep an eye on them because of the hawks and the owls, let alone the snakes and the scorpions. So just something to be aware of. But we have great wildlife that you can check out here. If you're walking around Saguaro National Park, you can go across the street to Saguaro Corners, grab a bite to eat, and they have these beautiful viewing windows while you eat so you can watch the wildlife. You can see birds, javelina, squirrels, all sorts of things there. So just a great area to check out. And like I said, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Could be a pro or a con, but we love the wildlife here. All right, so moving into our cons, probably the biggest con of the Vail area is the traffic. With all of the recent growth and development, it really has caused things to become quite congested, mainly during your to and from school hours. So all the roads in and out of Vail are single lane roads, and we don't have a lot of traffic lights. So it can make it difficult to get out of some of your residential areas to commute for work or to school or wherever you're traveling to. So definitely add in extra time, listen to your favorite music, throw on a podcast, and just get comfortable, because you could be sitting in traffic for a little while. But other than that, Vail, like I said, I mean, I'd say there's more pros than cons, but come out and check it out yourself. Let's get into a couple other cons here. All right, so next con we want to cover is just the limited shopping and dining. We briefly spoke about it earlier, but in terms of it being a con, there's not a lot in the area. So we do have a big Safeway out here. There's a Walgreens, Chase Bank, about 4 restaurants within a 10 to 15 minute span, but you do have to go about 20, 30, sometimes even 40 minutes outside of Vail if you're looking to get to some of those other stores and options, like, you know, a mall, Home Depot, Costco. So that's probably one of the biggest things, is just the lack of retail options close by. But it has definitely grown and changed, and there are more options than there used to be. So going along with that, we'll talk about con number 3, which is the limited employment option. So Like I said, there's not a lot in Vail. There's the golf course, there's the Vail School District, there's some shopping and restaurants. But other than that, you really are going to have to commute. The great thing is, because it's close to I-10 and some of the roads that cut through town now that didn't used to previously, you have more options that are relatively close. So you can hop on I-10. It's a short trip to Raytheon, which is one of our bigger employers here, Amazon, Davis Monthan Air Force Base. The airport isn't far. All of these places are within a 20 to 30 minute commute from Vail. So we do have a lot of clients that come in that work on base or work at Raytheon, because it's really not a far commute. Even if you're going to downtown Tucson, you're within 20 to 30 minutes from that as well. All right, and to wrap it up, we'll get into the last cons 4 and 5. I would say out in Vail, you are going to have slightly higher property taxes than you do in Tucson. There are some other areas in Tucson that are higher as well, but Vail is definitely one of them. And then no public transportation. So as of right now, you know, that could change in the near future with how everything else has been growing out here, but currently there is no public transportation. So if you have questions about Vail or you're thinking about moving out here, give us a call, shoot us a text or an email. We would be happy to answer any of your questions or go into any more details, provide any resources that we can for you. That's what we have for this video, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.